Hi everyone, this is Ashley with CT Marina Digitals. I'm going to do a tutorial to show you how to color change in Photoshop. It is very simple to do it actually, but I'm also going to create a workflow action to where it creates all of your layers and masks for you. It just makes the process a little bit faster if you're doing multiple photos, but I'm also going to show you how to do it by yourself in Photoshop. I have my image open that I want to use. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to select whatever you're wanting to color change. So I would go up to my quick selection tool. If you're just wanting to change the color of like her wrap, you would select her wrap, but I'm going to do the backdrop for this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and select subject. And then I'm going to go ahead and go up to select and select inverse. And then I'm going to duplicate my layer and create a layer mask. And then I'm going to add a layer, change it to color blending mode, and then you can either hold down Alt on your keyboard and click between these layers or right click and create clipping mask. And then you want to choose whichever color you're wanting to use. If you click any colors over here, it's going to be very saturated. If you have a very colorful image, then that's going to work. But if you have something more like this, you're going to want to use more of a muted color. So I'm going to click like a blue-gray and use a brush at 100% opacity. And then I'm just going to brush it onto my backdrop. And now I wish I could say that you're done after this, but color change is not very, very quick unless your subject is selected perfectly. So you would come back down here to your clipping mask and use your black and white at 100% opacity to brush on and brush off the color from your subject. So you're going to want to use black to brush off, and then you'd have to go around your whole subject. And then you want to use white. I press X on my keyboard to switch between my black and white brush, but you're going to want to go around your whole subject, and which it did not select very well, but to clean up the edges. When you come to the hair, as you can see, there's a lot of it that was selected that shouldn't be. I do the bigger chunks just at 100% opacity, but when you do the flyaways like this, you want to bring your brush down to like 20-25% and use a smaller brush and just kind of brush that in a little by little so it doesn't look copy and pasted and you're not brushing back in a lot of your original background color. If you're going from like red to blue, you're going to have to do a little bit more work as far as brushing in and brushing back out your colors, because that's such a drastic change. You can always say that you can go back and forth. You can create another color layer of like the hair. Like, so if I change this to color blending mode as well, and then I hold down Alt on my keyboard and I grab the color of her hair, which I need to come back down to my image to do that. Get a good brown in there. And then you come back up, you can paint back in the color of her hair too, if you're struggling to paint off the background color from her hair. So that's how you do it. You can do it on your own. Like I said, it's no quick process to color change. It can be depending on what kind of image you're using and what color you're going to from the color that it's already at. But and if you're going from like a green to a blue, you could absolutely use like your selective color option instead. But painting in colors, color change, that's how I do it. The action I created is just a quick color change. Like I said, if I go ahead and play here, it's just going to create those layers on the image, and then it's just going to tell you what to do. What I just did on the other image, just press continue and then click. I want a similar color to this, but I want it to be like green. Press OK, and then make sure I'm at 100% opacity here, and then brush in the green color. And the action also includes Photoshop selecting subject, so it's not going to do it perfectly each time. So again, just come down after you play the action. So the action literally just does the base work for you, and then you still have to go back in and make sure that you're painting in and off your subject as needed. If you need to see where you have and haven't painted, if you're having a hard time seeing that, you can just press the backslash on your keyboard, and that's going to show you where you still need to paint off and on. So if I leave that up, it's going to show me, okay, this is still blue, so I need to paint that in to have that be green. This is going to show me right here I need to paint off because that's currently green. I obviously don't want his skin to be green. Okay, oops. No, backslash again, we'll turn that off. And as you can see, there's going to be a little bit of stuff in here that I'm going to have to, so there was a little bit of hue, color, blue on his arm, just reflecting from the blanket. Again, just like I did with her hair, so if you brush off the green as needed, and then you create another color layer, and you grab the color, a color of his arm that wasn't affected by that blue, you can go ahead and paint back in the color of his arm. A lot of the time, sometimes it does it a little bit oversaturated. You would just go ahead and lower the opacity on that. And that's going to get rid of the, like all this stuff up here. If I select the color of his finger, I want to get rid of that hue that's around there, the blue and the green. I don't want either one of those on there. I do want that to be green, so I'm going to paint that back in. Even his hair has a little bit of a blue tint on it, and all I'm doing is pressing Alt on my keyboard and selecting the color that I'm wanting to paint in. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing it on separate layers right now, but I do recommend doing it on separate layers. That way, if you mess one color up, you're not having to lower the opacity on every single color that you did. So that's how you color change. A lot of color change actions are going to do exactly that, but you're still going to have to go in and tweak every image, just like any other action. Actions are literally just helpers in Photoshop to make stuff a lot faster and easier for you. But that's it. If you have any questions, you can send me a message. If you want, I do post some other free tutorials and information and things I release in my Facebook group. If you'd like to join, I will link that in the description. You do have to input information because it is for professional photographers. Do that to prevent spam. And if you want more tutorials like this, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you're notified when I add more videos.